Come along for things with Harris. Come along and enjoy the show. Come along for things with Harris. There is so much that we didn't know, We start today's journey in Waverly Station, in the heart of Edinburgh. We'll be following parts of the old Edinburgh Leith and Newhaven railway between central Edinburgh and mainline connections to North Leith Station. This section of railway was fully opened in 1847 and was later ripped out in the 1960s by Dr. Beech in his report. The line originally carried freight from North Leith highways up to the East Coast mainline in Edinburgh, and occasionally carrying passengers as well in the later years. Within Waverly Station, we can see evidence of the beginning of this railway. Originally, a station existed behind the wall before the railway descended through the Scott Street Tunnel. Unfortunately, the tunnel doesn't exist anymore, or at least no access, so we're heading up and over the city, with a quick break on the way. So we've come to the other end of Scotland Street Tunnel, or Canal Street Tunnel, some people might call it. Goes all the way through to Waverley on this side, underneath the whole city, and pops out here. Right, let's go. This is also the site of Scotland Street Station. The trains would come out and then go on into the next tunnel, which we're about to go through, Rodney Street Tunnel. Which we turn around, go to the side. Best bit. From here, the railway line continues on over the water of Leith towards Waverly Junction. Here we hang a right as the left line heads up towards Granton. If you drop down to your right into the abandoned part of Waverly Graveyard, you'll see the old railway bridge. Waverly Graveyard itself is well worth a look. The older part towards the back has been turned into a nature reserve and is overgrown, and frankly very atmospheric. Continuing along, there's a really interesting junction where two trains cross, or two lines, sorry, would cross on the same level. It's like a level crossing for trains, over other trains, and with the train, and yeah. Further up ahead on the left is the remnants of the start of an old viaduct that would have gone over the valley, over the Water of Leith. Now this was another railway company, the Caledonian Railway Company. And of course back then, when you owned a railway company, you'd build the line for that company. So that's why they cross over around Leith so many times, like has happened here. The evidence of Bonington Station is quite clear from the path. This was one of the very few passenger stations on this line, and is in very good shape, considering Dr. Beeching's attempts to get rid of it. The Water of Leith comes into view alongside the railway further up. Here at this point there would have been sidings and various access to the water and onto the ships, the start of the harbour. Under Great Junction Street Bridge, Junction Station would have been here. There's no real evidence of that now. The bridge was expanded at some point as well. You can see that older stonework with the newer, yet still railway-era metalwork on the side. Just after that station, the railway would have gone into a tunnel underneath Leith. I'm yet to find evidence of that on this side, but it is there somewhere in the bushes. The other side of the tunnel, though, we can see the shape of the stonework coming out from the tunnel. This would have branched out and the railway would have opened up into all sorts of sidings and lines heading for North Leith Station and all the yards associated with it. And finally, our best preserved building on the railway line, Leith North Station, now a community centre. You can see the old facade and where it would have been. This was a passenger station, but this whole area would have been surrounded by other goods stations, all associated with this one line. I'm off for a pint now, but I'll hopefully see you again soon for another sort of Things with House.